Welcome to Region of Solutions, where we explore the innovative ways countries in Asia and the Pacific are tackling the world's most pressing challenges. I'm Veronika Verner.
And I'm Suphutthamongkhon. In today's episode, we dive into a powerful and evolving development framework, South-South and Triangular Cooperation. Rooted in the values of solidarity, equality, and mutual benefit, South-South and Triangular Cooperation is more than just an exchange of resources. It's a movement driven by countries working together to achieve shared aspirations.
From exchanging technical expertise to pooling resources and advancing shared strategies, this approach empowers nations to create solutions tailored to their unique challenges. And with the Asia-Pacific region, home to a diverse array of developing countries from small island states to landlocked nations, this cooperation is proving vital in addressing complex issues like technology adaptation, disaster resilience, and inclusive economic growth.
Joining us today is Arunee, Hiam, Deputy Director General of the Thailand International Cooperation Agency, TICA, ESCAP Visiting Fellow, Natta, Akapaiboon, and Zeynep, Orhun, Girard from ESCAP's Strategy and Program Management Division. Welcome.
Could you maybe start by telling us a little bit more about yourself and your journey in this field?
Thank you, Veronika and Sompot. Thanks for having us. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Zeynep, Orhun, and Girard. I have been with the United Nations for about 20 years now. I've been heading ESCAP's Capacity Development and Partnership section for over 3 years now. And together with my team, I support 18 offices of ESCAP in and away from Bangkok on designing and managing projects, building partnerships, mobilizing resources, and brokering agreements. South-South and Triangular Cooperation is also part of our partnerships portfolio, a unique and exciting part of it.
My name is Arunee Hiam, Deputy Director General of Thailand International Cooperation Agency, or TICA, under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand. TICA is a governmental agency promoted or designated as a focal point for the international development cooperation. We were the recipient country and now get developed and get advanced economic growth. Now we turn ourselves to be an emerging provider, and so we play quite important roles in the South-South and Triangular Cooperation to support the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals.
What about you, Natta?
Thank you, Veronika and Sompot, for having us today. My name is Natta Akapaiboon. I'm a diplomat from Thailand, and currently I'm a visiting fellow with Capacity and Partnership section, working with Zeynep and her team.
Thank you for your great introduction. So one of the common questions we ask on every episode is, what solutions are you working on for the regions?
As you know now, we recognize the importance of global challenges which cannot be overcome by any country alone. So we now realize that it requires collective efforts and partnership among various stakeholders. We focuses on our ASEAN and particular for the less developing countries, for example, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar. So this is our focus countries. We providing in terms of international development cooperation in 4 security areas. The first one is in the public health security, employment security, health security, and environment and energy security. The modalities of our cooperation includes development project, dispatching expert and Thai volunteers, providing the training courses and also the long-term scholarships to these countries.
Thank you. Natta, would you like to add something?
The fellowship program is actually part of the solutions for the regions in a way, because it's really build up capacity of the officers by learning with ESCAP colleague and expanding the network of colleagues that be working together to support SDGs and addressing the challenges in the region.
At ESCAP, apart from enhancing South-South and Triangular Cooperation in various substantive areas, we also bring together development cooperation agencies such as TICA and South-South cooperation focal points from around the region to cooperate in several ways. So if you allow me, I can give you a few examples. The first one is that we bring these agencies and focal points to discuss development issues of priority for Asia and the Pacific. And here what we've been doing is we've been aligning the theme of our annual International Directors General Forum for South-South and Triangular Cooperation with that of the ESCAP Commission. So we are sure that the themes, the topics that we select are really our member states' priority issues, what they think as important at the time. Secondly, we do work on institutional capacity development for new and emerging development partners. More concretely, ESCAP, together with EDPs, has developed a capacity development agenda for these partners and is currently working on designing targeted support on the selected areas. And another contribution of ESCAP for this group of countries has been the EDP fact sheets, which provide information on the institutional setup, cooperation areas, and modalities of technical cooperation agencies, both as models for aspiring countries that want to set up their own development outfits or for potential partners. And finally, the advancement of South-South and triangular cooperation as a philosophy, as a modality in the region and beyond is something that we contribute to. This sort of stream of work is really about making the DG Forum and its associated activities more effective, more relevant to our countries and to other participating countries by collecting their inputs and always interacting with them. And I do say Asia Pacific and beyond here because over the past 2 years, we did see an increase in the number of non-regional countries attending our forum and showing interest in our networks as well as our solutions. Bilateral meetings are an integral part of our forum, where new partnerships are brokered among participating countries and agencies.
Thank you, Zeynep. I have a question for DDG Arunee. Could you please share some practical examples or milestones of a collaboration between TAICA and ESCAP in the recent years? And why is this collaboration so important?
In recent years, TAICA and ESCAP have been working closely on several milestone activities. Some of the key collaborations with ESCAP were the Global South-South Development Expo in 2022 and the Asia Pacific Director General Forum, as Zeynep had mentioned, and also the Fellows Program. The partnership with ESCAP has strengthened TAICA's capacity, in particular as an international development agency, to scale up our role in a South-South and triangular cooperation to advance the sustainable development goal. Of also built up, extended our network, as Zeynep just mentioned about EDP meeting. So I think the ESCAP can be kind of like a connector for us among the South.
Regarding the Asia Pacific Directors General Forum, how does TAICA benefit from this forum?
As a cohort of the Asia Pacific Director General Forum, TAICA has gained experience and expertise regarding the international conference management at the first start because it's contributed to our work standard. Moreover, such a partnership has also leveraged the status of TAICA and Thailand in many aspects. Firstly, the Asia Pacific DG Forum serves as a platform for high-level dialogue and engagement, allowing TAICA to strengthen Thailand's diplomatic ties with other nations in the region, share development best practices, and initiate the new partnership with our partners.
If I may add, I think that Asia Pacific Director General Forum is also a venue in addition to networking. That is an area where we can learn also additional topics that usually the development agencies might not come across or thought about. Challenges that will be discussed at the ESCAP Commission is an opportunity for the countries to expand their areas of focus as well.
Thank you, Natta. As you have already mentioned, the ESCAP Visiting Fellows program was launched last year and is designed to build the capacity of junior to mid-level government officials in addressing critical sustainable development challenges. Zeynep, could you maybe tell us a little bit more about it and share how this on-the-job training in a multilateral and multicultural environment equips fellows to contribute to their country's development goals?
Actually, the idea for the ESCAP Visiting Fellows program was born following very, very good cooperation that we experienced with TAICA in organizing the Global South-South Development Expo back in 2022, which I take as a milestone event for our region. We did want to deepen our work together and our exchanges, our cross-learning with TAICA. And we were looking for some ways of making this happen. And the United Nations Secretariat has established ways of receiving secondees and junior professionals from countries with defined financial means, but we did not really have a modality for hosting government staff from developing countries with this particular purpose of mutual learning and providing capacity development. So after several months of design and exploration discussions with our headquarters, ESCAP was able to get the ESCAP Visiting Fellows program off the ground as a pilot program for the entire Secretariat at the end of 2023. And we welcomed our first fellow, Natta, in May 2024 from TAICA. So the key features of the program are that it's designed as a capacity development program for government staff joining ESCAP as a fellow, and the standard duration is 9 months with the possibility of extension by another 9 months. So in all cases, we would not exceed 18 months. While the staff continues to receive salary from their sending agency, ESCAP can provide support for additional living expenses, travel, commute, depending on the location of the fellowship and where the fellow is coming from.
TAICA was one of the first to volunteer its participation in this ESCAP Fellows program. DDG Arunee, what was the motivation behind this? Has the investment paid off?
ESCAP introduced this fellows program to TAICA with the objective to strengthen the capacity of the government officers. At the beginning, in particular, the South Corporation, with that theme, it aligns closely with TAICA's interests. We see this as an opportunity not only to strengthen the network with the ESCAP, but also enhance our officers' experience in working with the international agency under the multilateral cultures.
Natta, could you share maybe more about your experience at ESCAP?
Thanks, Veronika. Our team meets regularly to discuss strategies and initiatives to promote South cooperation in the region. And one key issue is that we identify that while more and more emerging donors are stepping up in our region in the area of developing assistance, little is known about them. So we feel that to address this issue, we developed the Emerging Development Partner Fact Sheets, compiling key information on emerging donors' mission, priorities, institutional structures, and assistance program. And we do this because we want the resource to be useful for first, the recipient countries, so that they understand more about the relevant program that can be beneficial for them. And two, also to other donors, including the traditional and developing countries partners interested in forming a triangular corporations, which is a model where multiple partners combine resources, expertise, and funding to maximize the impact of development assistance. And lastly, we want it to be useful for other developing countries aspiring to become emerging donor as well, so they can learn from existing model to shape their own development cooperation strategies.
Wonderful. So, Zeynep, any advice to other countries considering participating in the Visiting Fellow program?
Yeah, I would start by really understanding the scope of ESCAP's program because, as I said, this is open to any of our areas. We have some other fellows that are on their way in. We have another one who's already started working on intergovernmental meetings. The first thing is to, I think, understand ESCAP's offer and then match it to the needs of the government, because we can really accommodate fellows from different parts of the government, different agencies, different ministries. And I do believe if there are some concrete activities, like it was the case for Natta, where she could put her learnings into practice during the term of the fellowship, it's really helpful as well. But in any case, we're always available to explain the details of the program, how it can work in different circumstances, different locations. And I would really ask countries and governments that are interested in this program to reach out to us, to the Strategy and Program Management Division, and we can have a one-on-one discussion to meet their needs.
Thank you for the fascinating insight into the South-South Cooperation and ESCAP Visiting Fellow program. Before we wrap up, what would you like our listeners to take away from today's conversation?
Just to reiterate that at the situation of the global challenges, that we cannot overcome any solution by any one country alone. So I think the partnership is quite important.
Thanks, Sompot. I can't overemphasize the importance of having champion countries like Thailand to make these initiatives successful. I would say to all our listeners, especially the ones from different countries, that our platform is open to our region and beyond to bring solutions, needs of countries where South-South cooperation can be a way of supporting among peers. And then we always are available and ready to hear from them, to get their inputs, insights, and to make adjustments or make changes as we go along to how we work on South-South and triangular cooperation together.
I want to stress that this fellowship has been a truly enriching experience for me. I have deepened my knowledge of the UN system. I gained hand-on experience in development cooperation, and I built strong friendship with UN colleagues. I really recommend the fellowship program, and I encourage member states to consider joining one. If I may give advice to future fellows who might, be joining visiting fellow program, I would encourage them to familiarize themselves with the UN system, and if joining SPMDs, to understand the fundamentals of South-South cooperation, what it is, why it matters, and how it shapes ESCAP work.
Thank you. That's all for today's episode of A Region of Solutions. A big thank you to our guests for sharing their expertise with us. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our podcast for more inspiring stories from ESCAP. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and be a part of a solution for our region.